All right, let's talk the infinite banking concept, Becoming Your Own Banker, a book written by Nelson Nash, a 92-page book. And let's compare it to traditional financial banking or traditional financial expertise, if you will. So the best way to do this is to do a little drawing, and we're fully transparent here. I'm going to show you exactly how I learned. I've been doing infinite banking for 6 years. It allowed me to open up my mindset to go into becoming an entrepreneur, having several businesses, enjoying real estate, but becoming your own banker, as Nelson Nash taught it in the Mindset Shift, the person who created the concept and the mindset, that is going to be how we're going to teach it always. I am not selling you anything. Yes, I'm a life insurance agent. That is just so I can teach you the infinite banking concept legally, teach you how to become your own banker. But I'm living this concept out. It's what I've done for the past 6 years. It's given my family, our lives, our opportunities, a whole new world to operate in, much different than what we knew 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when we did traditional financial advice like Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, CDs, 401ks, those kind of things. So I'm going to remove my face from here, or I'm going to attempt to, and I'm going to share my screen to kind of show you some differences between what becoming your own banker and infinite banking is compared to traditional financial products and things that people try to get you to put your money in. All right, let's first just start with this basic example here. So a key thing that we have to recognize is that, and Nelson talks about this in the book, and if you decide that you want to learn what we're teaching, we're gonna have an educational process where you have to get engaged and become confident in this mindset shift and this concept thinking and behavior. And we're going to give you that confidence because we are experts in this area, always willing to learn something new and trying to learn something new. But it starts with your willingness to think long term. So let's talk about that real quick. So becoming your own banker and the infinite banking concept is not short range thinking. It's not about rate of return. It's not about how fast can I get my money and make it make money. It is about the need to control the function of banking, which will go on in our life till the day we die, and then it'll go to someone else. So let's look at what I mean by this. And let's just say we're going to compare buying something cash and buying something financed. Okay. So traditionally speaking, we've been taught to think about saving up cash. And then when we buy that thing, we come back to zero. Most Americans who believe in cash will do this for the rest of their life. This is exactly what I did with Dave Ramsey and envelope stuffing and saving up for emergencies. Now I just do this through becoming your own banker mindset and the infinite banking concept by Nelson Nash. Okay. I am, and my business partner and our team are IBC practitioners. We take a lot of pride in that. So that's what we do. We go cash. Now we may not spend all the money, so we go back down. So that's occurring throughout our entire lifetime, whatever we're doing, wherever we're spending money at. Or we've been taught to go to the bank and get a loan, car, mortgage, vacation, doesn't matter, whatever we're going to get a loan for. And then we pay back to zero. You have to excuse my kindergarten ability to draw, but I think you get the gist. So the thing that we aren't taught that the wealthy know is on both sides of these equations, we're missing out on something. On this side of the equation, as I save money, I'm losing opportunity on my future dollars. So people go, well, I'm a cash person, so I got everything taken care of. Let me ask you a question. What do you think inflation is right now? What percentage? You believe the government that it's 6 to 8% as of this filming? Okay. If you do, that means this account it's sitting in, checking, savings, whatever product the bank is promising you safety in, has to be making more than that for your dollar to not go backwards. Meaning if I put $100 bill on a table in a year, really every day, it's going to go backwards by 6 to 8%. Now, if you believe inflation's higher, and I do because I know how much groceries have gone up, and we have a family of 4 kids that eat us out of house and home, we're paying twice as much for groceries and not getting any more, probably less. I'm losing opportunity all the while that I save money. Then I lose opportunity when it goes down and I can't do anything else with that cash as I'm saving it. And that happens throughout our entire life. This is why we don't ever feel like we can get ahead. And this is why we always feel like I have a sense of security while my money's in a savings or checking account, but I also don't want to go take opportunities or take any risk because I go back to zero. Now, you might have been the other person where you were taught to finance things and then you pay back. Well, here's the problem with that. And I did all these things. So this is not throwing rocks from a glass house. When you borrow money, okay, you are indebted. And when you repay that money, someone else is getting the interest and the opportunity on your dollars. We have been conditioned to think that we have to be, and we should be, and we are, and we only can be a pass-through entity for our money. All the while money is going to these finance companies or sitting in these products, checking, saving, CD, someone else is making money, and they're making their money grow because it's not their money, it's your money. And you're just handing them the most empowering piece of finance you can give them by handing them a dollar bill or repaying them automatically per month, no questions asked. Now, all IBC and becoming your own banker is shifting your thinking to recognize that I'm going to pay for things till the day I die. So now, 6 years in, anytime that I put money into my IBC, becoming your own banker system, it will continue to go up, no questions asked, guaranteed, uninterrupted compounding interest, all while I pay for things, or I buy investment properties, or I take a vacation, or I buy a vehicle, or I do anything that I was going to pay for anyway. The minute my dollars get into a whole life policy with a mutual company that's paid out dividends for 100 plus years, I start getting at least 3 uses of every dollar that goes into my system. Now, if you're not willing to rethink your thinking, all of your old thinking, all of the thinking that has been embedded into your brain for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're not going to be able to pull yourself out of that rut and create a new path. Because as we all know, unlearning is much harder than learning. This is why Nelson spent so much time in the first 50 pages of his book talking about behavior. One of those was arrival syndrome, okay? Which means that it's as good as it's gonna get, or it can't get any better than this, or you don't possibly know something that can change my life financially, so I'm just keep doing what I'm doing, even if it's not getting me the results I want to get. So how are these things different than traditional financial advice and banking? I'm gonna ask you some questions. When you put your money in any of these things, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not telling you what to do. These are all things I had asked of me. What are all these? Are they a process or a product? When you realize that they are a product, and you then realize that the process of banking is going on the other side of you depositing dollars into them by someone else making money guaranteed, then you realize how smart Nelson Nash was when he said that becoming your own banker through the infinite banking concept is a process through a product. And that product just happens to be whole life with a mutual company that's paid out dividends for 100 plus years, okay? The process of banking will go on till the day we die. The need to pay for things will go on till the day we die, and then it passes on to someone else. So all infinite banking is changing where money flows through our life first. And here's a very simple example of what I mean by that. Money comes into our life. Traditionally speaking, it goes into the bank. And then we go do the things of life that we've always done. Credit card debt, mortgage, vacation, investments, whatever it is, all the things, okay? Terrible handwriting, you gotta bear with me, okay? All becoming your own banker in infinite banking is I send my dollars to my IBC system, which is, once again, whole life, mutual company, 100 plus years of dividends, okay? And now my dollars, guaranteed, do at minimum 3 things all the time: sleeping, awake, in country, out of country, vacationing, not vacationing, working, not working. They do 3 things guaranteed. They get me uninterrupted compounding interest that only gets better with time. They give me a death benefit. And Nelson said this, and it is so true in my 6 years. If you understand and start utilizing whole life insurance to control the process of banking in your life, you'll have more death benefit than you ever would have had guaranteed. That'll pass to your loved ones and the things that matter to you the most. Have multiples that you can't fathom. And it'll be way more than you ever would have had if you did the traditional examples of buy term and invest the rest, or just buy term because you'll be self-insured by the time you're, 50, 60 retirement age years. Lastly, you can pay, finance, whatever you want to call it, cash. Okay. All the same thing. All the things of life you were going to do anyway. The difference is that your dollar never goes down. It actually gets stronger and stronger and stronger and starts having a greater and greater growth curve throughout your lifetime. This is the power of becoming your own banker. You must be willing to unlearn, which means that it's going to be uncomfortable. You have to overcome arrival syndrome and fight it for the rest of your life because your brain wants to go back to the things you used to do. You have to recognize this as a process, not a product. The banking world has convinced us that our money needs to go into a product while they do the process of banking on the backside. And then it's really simple. I'm just adding one more step to how my money flows through my life. That's what we've taught clients all over the United States. That's what we've taught business owners. That's what we've taught entrepreneurs. That's what we've taught single mothers, teachers, lawyers, real estate investors. It works for anybody. And it works really, really well if you're willing to change your thinking.